What's up, everybody? Welcome back, Jerome, Linzi. It's good to see you guys. Happy 2021.
Good to be back.
Good to see you.
So today's video is actually inspired because I was recently, some of you guys know, in Mexico for the New Year, and Jerome was watching my story, seeing me post and seeing me and Riley be funny.
Yeah.
And I forget where I was when I posted the story, Jerome, but you said something to me that you could relate to what I said, because I was just talking about how I was excited to get back home, excited to get back to the desk. I had the new camera set up here. I was ready to jump back in, right? I think it was something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And when you said it to me, you were like, I struggle with the same thing. I struggle with the idea of like being able to turn off and actually take a break and enjoy myself, be as present as possible, because I'm so hungry, I'm so motivated. And I have some questions about that for you first. And that's why I wanted to get you on the video. But I think Linzi can also bring some commentary into this as well, because I think Linzi, even though she's hard on herself, she does a good job at doing other things and staying balanced in her life. And that's something that I think a lot of us can definitely look to improve in. So to kick us off, I asked you guys a question before when we were doing our first take of the video before my camera freaked out. And I asked you, and I want you guys to both answer again. Linzi, you answered first this time. Do you think the idea of like not being able to shut off comes because you just love the work so much? Or is it because you're in this mindset of, I don't know what the future holds for me and my family, and I need to get mines now and grow as fast as I can now because I don't know what the future holds, like a survival mindset? What do you think it is for you?
Mine's both. Mine is finding passion and love for what I do, because I struggled with that for so long, trying to actually find where was my groove, what was I looking to do. And it wasn't until I came home to be the stay-at-home mum that I thought, I really don't like this either. And I always had that. I wanted to be a success in something, and I never knew really what it was until I found Forex. Then that's when I truly did find my passion. So for me, when I found that, I totally went in. I didn't just dip my toe in. I went all in straight away. And I think because I went all in, I did start to kind of forget in the beginning about my surroundings and about I'm at home because I'm a stay-at-home mum with 3 kids, and I should be doing other things. So for me, it was then about having to balance that. So I think that's why I do have a good balance in my life now, but it's obviously took me 3.5 years to get there. But then my age definitely was coming up for me, because coming to late 30s, I was like, that's still young, I know that, but I need to get a grip here and really because my future's coming up. And if I want to get to where I'm going to be at 40, then I need to get going and going. And that's how
a little bit of both
to speed up the process, and a wee bit of both.
Yeah. No, I like that answer, because I think I sit more on your side of the fence like that, where I have that futuristic outlook and I'm always thinking about what's to come, and I plan for that as best as I can. And I want to get mine now, because I like, not everybody sits at the top of the mountain forever. I'm not saying I'm at the top of my mountain, but I'm saying when you're on your way up, you definitely want to be taking as much of it as you can, because you don't know what's to come on the downside, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I still do love trading. Like, I think I wouldn't have gotten to the point that I've gotten, and I wouldn't have done it for this long if I didn't love it.
That's if you didn't love it.
But I want, Jerome, can you share your perspective on this now? Because I think it's a little bit different and it's insightful.
So for me, it's like I was saying earlier, like it's hard for me to shut off and enjoy myself doing the things that I used to do. So like even playing games, always in the back of my head, I just know I should be, or not so much I should be, but I want to be progressing in my future and trying to attain my goals and get where I want to be. I think in a sense, all the things that used to kind of serve me and what I used to enjoy, I know they're not going to bring me closer to my goals. So there's always a resistance now. So whether it's going on a holiday, watching a movie, playing games, or just sitting down and just kicking back, in the back of my head, I'm always like wired, and it's very hard for me to kind of shut off and relax. I think that just comes with being entrepreneurial, not having a steady paycheck. You're always thinking outside the box and trying to find ways to make money. And also, like, as Linzi was saying, finding a passion such as like trading with us. So in the beginning with me, when I came across trading, I'd had so many other side hustles and businesses, early on. Like I started a clothing company, I did drop shipping. I did so many things. Yeah, exactly. In the beginning. And if you don't have a passion for it, you're not going to stick to it no matter how much you try. You're not going to wake up in the morning. You're not going to get excited about it. So for me, it was trading came along and it clicked with me so well. And I think ever since then, it's been hard for me to kind of sit back and relax. But previously with my other side hustles, if I didn't wake up, I didn't do the work, it didn't faze me too much. So I think definitely having that end game kind of goal, where you want to be, you know, it definitely kind of drives you. It's a pulling motivation. And as you were saying before as well, Austin, like being on top of your mountain, I remember reading a quote, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's like everyone wants to climb the ladder of success, but like make sure it's against the right building when you get to the top. And that was one of those things where I even paused in trading for about 2-3 months just to kind of evaluate. I'm like, if I'm going to go all out in trading, is it something I'm willing to do for the next, you know, 30 years?
Well, there's a difference in all out too. Like when you're talking about it, you're saying like, if I'm going to go all in, all out on this thing, like I really believe you could only get to 80% capacity if you don't have passion for it. That 20%, whatever percentage number you want to get, the 1% more that gets you to 100, whatever it is, that passion percentage is the most important. Whatever size you want to give it, I don't care. I'm just saying, I think that is the thing in trading that really is separating the people like you guys and myself that are still here doing well and surviving from the people that burn out. You know what I mean? I think the survival aspect of it too is, for I think males, especially in my experience though, I mean, I could be wrong, that it's just extremely motivating because like the eat what you kill attitude seems to really, you're laughing because you know what I'm talking about. Cause like that I'm going to solve a problem, get rewarded for it. And I'm going to keep moving forward and solve the next problem. That type of mentality is it's hard to come by. And I think that it goes right next to the, like, because I think that's part of passion. You know what I mean? So I think it all goes together.
Exactly. And to ask you this question, Austin, do you think can you learn that trait, or do you think it's wired?
That's a good question.
Humans. I think for me, as a young kid, I was always driven to entrepreneurship. I was always trying to think outside the box. I was always, I was obsessed with money. I mean, not in a sense that.
Why were you obsessed with money?
Me.
No, I went through that
because I know what it can do. I'm not
that's the answer, bro. Exactly. It's not what it can buy. It's what it can do.
Exactly.
It's different. Yep.
Yeah. It's like, of course, money doesn't buy happiness. Happiness is that's a whole nother journey. You know what I mean?
A whole nother conversation. Right. But
conversation,
money can put you in positions that'll allow you to feel happiness. Right.
Yeah.
Like even just giving to charity, like that's self-rewarding. That's self-fulfilling. That's happiness. Yeah. Like if someone handed me $1 million right now, it's not.
You'd have to do something with it to make you happy.
Exactly. Like I'll be happy.
It's an enhancer. Like, that's what money is.
But it's only going to last so long. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's going to wear off. But what you do with that money, how you use it, and how you know, like I was saying, like putting a charity, creating products, services that provide value and help others. That's where like I kind of get obsessed with it. Yeah. And then obviously the feeling it gives you, like you're financially secure, you know, you can help family,
peace of mind,
future generate. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I was always kind of wired that way, but I know a lot of people, they don't have, I wouldn't say don't have what it takes, but I think my question would be like, do you think
that's what I would say it is, bro. Cause I was just going to go back to your question. I don't think it is something that you can learn 100%. Just like sales is something that you can absolutely get better at, practice, watch courses and study. But there are just some sales, like Gordon, he's got something in him, Linzi's husband, that makes him. And there's not any other way that you can teach it. And that's why he's good. And that's why he's a good salesman in his business. The same thing
and that's why he turns over.
Exactly.
Exactly. Because they don't have it. And it knows them walking in the door. They don't have that. You don't have it.
So, and when you have it, but like, as I'm getting older, you can smell it on people instantly. You know, if they have that characteristic, it's charisma. It's there's an actual term for it in like the Strengths Finders test that Riley makes everybody take. It's called, it's like a way to identify people. It's called WOO, WOO. I think that's what it is. And it's like how you act around other people, I think, and how well you can make them feel comfortable around you and things like that. There is a characteristic there to it, you know, and you can actually, I think, just be born with it. And as you get older and as you talk to people more and you get more experience, you get better at it. You know, it gets stronger. And it's not that you're convincing people or misleading people. I mean, you are convincing. You're not misleading them though. There's a difference. You know what I mean? That's not what I was saying at all.
And I think Lindsay will be able to kind of follow through on this question as well. But like, it's uncomfortable being an entrepreneur. It's not comfortable at all. Like, it is so easy to just want to shut off, like shut down, hide in a hole and just forget everything. But it's that passion in what we do that just brings us to the next level, like brings us to the desk to do market testing. It's that passion that drives us and motivates us. And like you're saying, Austin, if you don't have the passion for what you're trying to pursue and what you're trying to do, it's not going to happen.
You'll be running up a hill.
I think a lot of people can relate to this. So, you know, when I show up at the desk every day looking at charts and back testing, like, I don't want to back test. Like, I mean, I don't mind it, but it's the passion, it's the drive that kind of pushes me through it.
I want to add one thing to what you said too, Jerome. I had a tweet that like went crazy. The one where I said like the first 100K is easy. It's 2, 3, and 4 that are, remember that tweet? Yeah. That tweet went viral. I'm telling you, because it's so true.
It's so true.
And I'm telling you, if you don't have passion for what you're doing, you might make $100,000 and you might think that's a lot of money. You're not going to make it to 2, 3, 4, 5 if you're not passionate about it. You're just not.
Because
you can.
And I think some people have that, i.e., that's the goal. That's sometimes where I struggle by setting goals, because I feel as if you get to that goal, then you take the foot off the pedal and you start going backwards. Where if I don't have the goal, bigger goals to go, because I feel as if I could get to that. You know, I could get that hurdle. If I set myself that bigger goal and I get to it, I think, oh well, I've got to that, so I'm going to start winding down, and you can't wind down.
Now let's go deeper on this thought. Wait, now let's go deeper. So now what you're saying, and this is important because I think a lot of people, especially people my age and younger, suffer from this. So you're saying, I'm going to set bigger goals and I'm going to be comfortable with failing. Okay, right there, you're losing like 80% of the people, because people want to set goals that they can reach and accomplish because they think that makes them successful. When in reality, success is actually defined by how you handle failure. So if you set big goals and you fail, you have to accept that, love that, and know that that meant you reached for something hard. It's literally like looking at the world without glasses and then with glasses. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I think it's... No, you go.
No, I was just going to say a lot of young kids, a lot of the young kids, I was just going to say, they always they don't want to fail. And not wanting to fail sets you up for, one, you set expectations and then you get let down. 2, you're looking for short-term results in normally things that require a long-term process. So the fear of failure, what you pointed out, Lindsay, like I just showed you how it so stems down and causes so many other issues. It's just in that fear of being wrong, fear of failure.
So I think you're better to set intentions to get you to the success. And if you keep going by your daily intentions, you'll just keep going and going and going and not come up to that first goal and say, I've done it. And then I go back. If you keep going with your daily intentions, you're going to keep that wheel rolling.
So
and that's how I've looked at it. I just think if I just keep doing what I do daily, my goals are going to come to me on the wheel as a turn, and I'm going to get more rewards by not putting the first big goals there, and I feel towards it. But if I do my intentions, I'm going to get there much better.
I love that. Do you guys think back to the idea of the shutting off and disconnecting? I think for me, when we were in Mexico, part of like what was so like awesome about the trip, and I'll make sure that by the time we post this, the video of my recap I told you I shot with Riley will be up, and you guys will have seen it. You'll see, because of what happened on that trip, I wasn't really on my phone other than when I posted an Instagram story. I wasn't answering questions. I wasn't answering texts. I wasn't doing anything other than to take a story, take a picture, and put my phone away. And it forced me to be really present because, first of all, I booked the Airbnb for the wrong month. So we had to solve that. Then we didn't have any food in our Airbnb. So we had to constantly be on the move, looking for food, looking at the maps, because when you're not at a hotel, it's more of a struggle, So there was just so many more things that kept me present in that vacation, in that trip, that I think it really showed me how you can get almost caught up in your work life and forget to say, wait a minute, I worked so hard all year. I'm here in Mexico with my girlfriend, with her brother, with my best friend from 10 years, 15 years. Like, what does any of that other stuff matter? And it's, I think I am further along than a lot of people in the way like of mindfulness. So I think that for me, being present is something that I do every day with my meditation. And I think that is a big part of it too. But even in that moment, just not having my phone out as much and just being able to circle and say, yo, even when you can't find an Airbnb, even with other things going on, trying to find, I'm still here. This is where I am right now. And this is where I wanted to be. So I feel like that, just saying that to myself, hearing that in my head, that helps me realize that I'm disconnected. Not even so much like go out of my way to put the phone down. Like I didn't have another option. We're walking on a road with no sidewalks. I got to look for cars hitting me. Can't be on my, you know what I mean? So it's just, I think that was a big piece for me. Have you guys felt that like, because I know both of you pretty well, I want to say both of you probably aren't meditating every day. Do you guys feel like maybe that meditation would help you in the disconnect time, like be more aware of it?
Yeah, I'll be the first to admit, like I struggle with meditation. I try every day. If I go longer than 10 minutes, that my mind, I can't.
10 is plenty, bro. 10 is
I know,
plenty.
but if I try and push it for like 15, 20.
No, because you're either going to fall asleep or get distracted.
Yeah.
We're not monks. We're not monks out here.
My mind always wanders.
Right.
But it's in the sense of unconsciously just thinking and picking random topics that's stored up in my subconscious. It's always thinking of like,
bro, so if you want to have we need a meditation podcast then, because like I'll sit here and Riley and me do this with people all the time, because like that right there is what, like, you're not supposed to try to control your thought. You're supposed to let the thoughts come to you and be aware of them, and where did that come from, and see if you can trace them back. But I also like to meditate, I think this helps. Meditate on things that you're grateful for. Riley calls it think-a-tate. Yeah, journal on it. If you that alone, that's just heightening your awareness. If meditating's not for you, heightening your awareness, I think, has helped me shut down when I don't need to be in work mode. You know?
Yeah. I struggle. I struggle with it. I stand on my yoga mat at the end of the session, and I know I have to switch off, and I can do it for about a minute to 2 minutes.
Right, and then you're thinking, "Where's GCAD? Where's Euro USD?"
I'm up off my mat, and I'm down the stairs, and I'm rushing.
Looking at the chart on the steps, falling over herself on the. Yep.
Meditating.
Yep. But I think that
a minute to 2 minutes, I struggle.
We have to all, as like, especially the three of us, we have to look at it, because I do the same thing, Lindsay. Like, it's not that I'm impervious to it, but for me, I'll give you my example. Look at why we feel that draw to the charts, draw to the market, draw to the group chat, draw to social media. Look at that, be aware of it, and step back for a second and say, in reality, who am I satisfying today? Who do I need to make happy? Really, we're all in a fortunate place where the three of us can all just say ourselves and our significant other. That's it. I don't have a boss. We don't have boss. So at that, and I've had this even more recently, where I wake up 15 minutes late, and instead of getting mad at myself, I'm happy and grateful that I can sleep in for 15 more minutes.
Yeah.
So I think it's like, we need to step back of what's creating that. Exactly, bro. What's creating that? Let me run back to the chart. No, I don't care what anybody else is doing. I didn't get a trade today. My money, like, really, for us three, it's our money. That's the most important thing. And as long as we're not losing, I think we're going to continue to grow. That's what time has told us. So I think it's just a perspective in everything. Like you just said, Jerome, it's glass half full versus glass. You know what I mean?
It's so true. But like, I think a lot of people struggle with this. And
well, bro, it's like the hardest time to have a positive perspective in like the last 100 years. People are saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough.
I feel like a lot of people struggle with this type of thinking and mentality, especially people that are trying to better their future, trying to start a side hustle and putting all their thoughts and efforts and energy, blood, sweat, and tears, and trying to create something. It's not easy. You know what I mean?
No,
it's
and
simple.
I think it's
like,
even
you can
worse
plan
now when
it
you have,
out.
right. You can fail, especially if you're young. You have time. You can fail.
Yeah.
Like, again, go back to what I said. Don't be afraid. But bro, a lot of people are afraid to fail. And then they get a little older, even older than Lindsay. Then they decide that they want to take a risk. And now when they potentially fail, there's a lot more risks on the line versus when you're my age, or, you know what I'm saying? So I think taking the risks early is always the best move. Do you think 100%. That like the mindset, I feel like for me now with COVID and everything, it's like you don't see as much positive mindfulness, like positive stuff on the internet as much. Maybe it's just me because I watched some new stuff.
I think it's because people don't share it the same just now because they don't know how to share it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm seeing. And it's funny because even, I shared that post about Gordon. He got the top sales guy to run in his business. And listen, he had a challenging 2 years leading up to that. But I actually questioned myself before I actually put it out.
Because you didn't want to be rubbing it in other people's faces.
Why should I? You don't want to be rubbing it in other people's faces. And I think a lot of people are at that stage just now that when they are having successes or whatever, they don't want to be putting it out. They don't want to be putting it out there.
I agree.
I think
time I try and make an Instagram story, like 2020 was probably the best year of my life.
Same.
Yes.
I don't like to share that because I know it was hard for
so many people.
So many people.
Right, bro. Like we're all that's why this is such a good conversation because we're in the same boat, all three of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. And like, this is just me being honest. Like, I spent on a year where everybody's losing money, everybody's hurting. I'm in fucking Mexico on my 26th birthday. And I'm like sitting there every minute of it. I was like, I can't believe that this is what my hard work got me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I think, look, we can, because I had the same thoughts on the trip. I was like, do I want to be posting about this right now? Do I want to rub because I don't want to come off like that ever. You know what I mean? Because I think I want to be an example of work hard, don't listen to other people, figure it out for yourself, and you can do it too. That's my thing. That's always my thing. So instead of that, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to even allow the perspective of rubbing it into someone's face come into me. Because if anyone was to take it as me rubbing it in their face, when I know I'm not doing that, they're already in a negative spot on their own. They're already in, and I'm not going to be the one to pull them out of it. I'm just going to speak to the people that are positive, because I mean, think about it. So many people sending me happy birthday, hope the trip is good, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, and those are the people that I'm going to keep making my posts for. Like you should, like, I support Gordon. I want to know when he does good shit. You got to keep telling me. So we can't get caught up in the negative just because it's there. We have to respect it, but we can't get in it because we're the ones that are leading the positive is the way that I want to look at it. You know,
we can't let it control us and what we do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
People, like you're saying, people get value for what you put out. Like you're surrounding yourself with like-minded people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if you stop kind of sharing your success and your story and what you're doing, it motivates me. I mean,
dude,
just the life you
think
live,
about
you
it.
know what I mean?
People will look at it and be like, oh, this fucking guy showing me his life, blah, 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 which you guys know, I don't even do that often, but people will say that, right? Some people will take that perspective. Others will take the perspective. Look at this guy who works his ass off, got his girlfriend in on the business. They work together. They make it work. They have 2 businesses. I want to learn and be his friend. I want to learn from him. So, and I think if I'm nice to him, he'll receive that well and he'll want to share with me because he seems like those are the people that I'm going to just rock with. Yeah, exactly. The other people, what are we going to do, bro? There's always going to be haters. And the more that we grow ASFX, the more that you grow your brand. We all know that. Linzi, 2020 was the biggest year for you. Why? Because Linzi finally has spam accounts coming after her. That's how you know you made it, when you got fake Instagram accounts coming after you, right? And Facebook.
Oh, that's not funny. That Facebook page was not funny today.
No, I know.
They actually cloned my whole Instagram.
I know.
Yeah, there's programs out there that do it now. It's crazy.
Just to the recent story that I had just put up.
But really quick, I want to plug something here, Jerome.
Wow.
2020, like you said, was a good year for all of us. You've been working really hard on this Traders Initiative project. Tell us about it.
Yes. So basically, as most of you guys know, I've spent a ton of money on Forex education. A lot
of that very lightly. Like you say a ton of money, but you sighed like it was a lot of money because we know it was a lot of money. You're like a little money.
Like when I say I went all in, like took the decision to go all in, I found ways and I just wanted to learn as much as I want. But over that kind of journey, I found out that going through courses, different mentors, different educators, I've kind of found a pattern. And you got to remember that 95% of traders will fail. Doesn't matter what course. All these people mentors and educations could put their stuff online for free. And I reckon it'll still be a high 90% fail rate.
Agreed.
Reason being is what changed me the most was ASFX, and I liked what Austin was doing. And I had to find out exactly what was different. How can you make more traders profitable? How can you give traders a fair chance at this game? And a lot of it is psychology. A lot of it is emotional and discipline. But I wanted to try and structure a course or a guide on how to read the markets, and pretty much just develop a solid foundation. As soon as you have a foundation of how to read a price chart, then you can focus on all the other stuff, and it'll be smooth sailing from there on. So building a solid foundation, learning how to read price, learn, about trends and stuff. You can find all this information online. That's why, in a sense, I am putting it out there for free, but I'm going to try and explain it in a very, very simple way where you can just understand it and hopefully change people's perspective on indicators as well. So I know a lot of people out there say indicators, they're lagging, but indicators, especially EMAs, exponential moving averages, have changed the way I look at my perspective on the market. You're not entering blindly. You have statistical data on the indicator that's printing in front of you, referencing mathematical equations from
Come on, bro. That just
price.
feeds into the idea that we know most people are wrong.
Yeah. So this is my whole thought process. I struggled for a good 18 months just trying to look at price action, and there was so much subjectivity to me, and it was getting to a point where I was getting so frustrated. And then that's exactly when I came across, in April 2020, came across Austin, and that just game changer. So what I'm planning on doing is filtering all this information through $15,000 of trading education, putting it into a 5-part course, 30 minutes per video, and just giving it to you guys like on YouTube for free, and just learn from it, build a solid foundation of how to read price. And then
I think it's
after
going to be
that,
great, bro.
then we can work on finding develop your own system, or, come in and have a look at the ASFX system, and then go from there.
You're doing a good thing here, bro, because if you look at even what we have at ASFX, because everybody, knows that we are working together. Like, I don't have that on the channel. I've got a ton of videos, like I've got a ton of content, but I don't have what you're doing. And that's why I want to make sure everybody knows about it. So let's say this video is going to come out beginning of February 2021. When do you think this Traders Initiative will be ready? Before 2022? Definitely.
Before 2022, I don't want to rush it. I mean, right. I know, guys, I got a lot of message, a lot of feedback. People are eager. I mean, I've gotten people saying, "Where's the video?" It's like, it's not
make them wait, bro. Make them wait. Make them sweat.
I want to put. I know it's for free, but in the world of entrepreneurship and the way information is delivered and how easy it is to access, just Googling something, I want to try and put it together. I want to just provide you guys with something that is quality, very unique and quality. So give me some time, but it will be released no later than June 2021. I am trying to focus most of the content to be finished by Q1 this year, so the end of March. But
I love it.
Sign up, and I'll definitely kind of give you guys
exciting stuff.
I love it, bro. I'll make sure I put the links in the description where everybody's watching or listening to this, so they can find that for sure. So to kind of like sum up our conversation here, because I think we hit a couple of really good points. Linzi, do you feel like as you go forward into 2021, do you feel like you're more focused on entrepreneur Linzi or just trader Linzi?
That's a hard question, Austin.
I'm asking you too, Jerome. So Jerome, you're next.
I know. I personally think that for me, I am more just really in on my trading and really helping others get on the right path. That is where I'm at, and getting them to consistency, because I know that so many traders struggle, and as Jerome has said, 95% of traders fail. And I would love to see that come down, and folk to really come into Forex the right way and get hit off on the right track straight away and not go down these turning points. So for me, I feel as if I'm totally in on all of that until I get a good go of my trading business all round. Coaching, trading.
I love it.
It's all coaching. And then once I get my trading business, then obviously I have got a few properties. I would still like to grow on that. But I have to say, I'm probably not going to go down the full entrepreneurship route. One, because of my age. And I want to really say, see by the time I'm 50, I really want to take the foot off the gas, and enjoy it. And I know that trading can get me to that point. So I'm more focused probably on my trading more.
I love it. Jerome, what do you got? Which one?
Just going from Linzi there, like I agree, like with trading, like a lot of people getting it to spend more time with family, to to kind of free up time so they can focus on what's meaningful in their life. So I because I'm I'm only 27. I feel like I'm more of an entrepreneur route. Like I'm trying to create as many streams of income. I'm thinking outside the box. I'm doing YouTube videos. I'm trying to grow my social media following. I'm getting into I'm investing in stocks and looking at investing in real estate. I'm thinking about making courses. I'm thinking about doing all these things that kind of push me into like the entrepreneurial side and just kind of get creative thinking of how I can make money, but passively as well. And as we know, like trading is kind of semi-passive depending on the system you develop or the system you trade. So, I think definitely going down that entrepreneurial route. But like Lindsay was saying, like by
Still focused on trading.
35, 40, I want to just start bringing it back, like starting a family and just really spending time with them. And then, that's the ultimate goal.
No,
I believe.
Both of you have great answers. I feel like what we've put in place for ourselves and for ASFX over the next couple of years is to not only allow people to do what Lindsay's doing and more, I think what I'm doing, or let me say, not only allow people to do like how Lindsay's trying to be focused on trading, it also allows people to be like you and me, Jerome, that are trading, but also trying to be entrepreneurial focused. And I want to continue to give everybody a platform for that and to have conversations about real estate and to have conversations about taxes and building wealth and other ways of making money. Because I think even, for example, you saw I posted on my story that I'm doing research into altcoins. I want to learn about the altcoin market and I want to know if it's something we should be trading. Because what if we go 15 years from now and altcoins are the new stocks and they're the new big market, everybody's trading. We'll look back and say, well, why weren't we adapting? So I want to still be growing and being like pushed forward in my trading, but at the same time, I'm pushing ASFX forward. I've got my live event coming up this Saturday, and then we have a webinar coming up in 2 weeks. So still pushing ASFX forward at the same time. So I think all of us are balancing everything out pretty uniquely, but I think it's all for at least the three of us coming into a groove right now. And a lot of people that follow us and are in our community see that. And I'm hoping that we can model what they would like to have too, and then they can follow it, So this is good, guys. Good conversation.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I think 2021 is going to be a really big year for us. 2020 was way bigger than we thought it was going to be. So I would expect nothing less from 2021. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Push the limits.
Exactly. So we'll link to both of you guys on Instagram below. As always, we'll link to the Traders Initiative stuff, Jerome's YouTube, all that stuff down below. For everybody listening all the way through, comment below. Let us know if you struggle with the shutting off and how you are getting better at it. Is it meditation? Is it thinkitating? Is it just going for a walk and making sure you spend time off the screens? What are you doing to make sure you're shutting off? We want to know. Comment below. And we'll see you guys in the next video. So thank you, Jerome. Thank you, Lindsay. And thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.